Hey Thor, I'm glad you could join me here. So, for those of us in the US, this weekend is St. Patty's Day, so a lot of people are going to go out drinking, eat Irish-themed food, all that stuff. Thor even has a clover bandana on, so he's ready for the festivities. Anyway, we thought for a recipe for St. Patty's Day, we would make dog beer, and Thor's walking away from me now. Obviously, you can't give your dog real beer. Alcohol's not good for them, plus there's lots of ingredients in there that probably aren't good for them. This here is an empty bottle. What we can do is make dog safe beer. If many of you guys remember, last year when we were up in Alpena, I had actually bought some doggy beer, and basically all it is like pork broth or chicken broth, and they just put it in the bottle and label it doggy beer. So we're going to make our own, and we're also going to make it green beer, so it's St. Patty's Day theme. So first thing you're going to need is an empty bottle, much like this one. You also need some broth. I'm going to use chicken broth with low sodium. You can use pork broth. I don't know how vegetable broth is. I guess it depends on what vegetables they use, because some things like onions and garlic aren't good for dogs in large quantities, so you'll want to avoid those. It's safe just to do something like chicken or beef broth. And last but not least, to give it the green color, you can do one of two things. You can either use green food coloring, but if you'd like to stay away from food colorings and dyes, use spinach. So we're going to take this, just see if I remember how to use this thing. There we go. Just pop a little opening here. Now when using these kinds of cans, you'll want to make a smaller hole in the back. The reason being is if you don't, when you start pouring out, you'll create a vacuum in here, and that'll give you trouble when the liquid's coming out. Doesn't need to be a big hole, just something that'll allow air in. Alright, so the next part, you'll need a bottle. I'm using an empty beer bottle of mine, but you can use anything, a water bottle, a Gatorade bottle, just any kind of container you want to put it in. So we're just going to open this up. This has been rinsed out. There is no beer residue in this. Get a little funnel, put that in here. And then you want to take your chicken broth and just start filling up the bottle. You don't have to go all the way, just maybe, you know, 3/4 away or something like that, depending on how much you think your dog's going to drink. I have no idea how much. I mean, it smells really good. It smells like chicken, but not sure how much he's going to eat. I think he'll drink a lot of it. Thor likes chicken, and he really likes spinach. Alright, next step in the fake brewing process. We're going to want to get some of the spinach out. I'm really not sure how much. I guess depending on how much your dog likes spinach. Thor really likes spinach, so I'm going to give him a decent sized handful. And what you want to do is just chop it up into fine little pieces. Get these chopped up into fine little pieces. After that, bring over your bottle full of chicken broth or beef broth, whatever you used, and just put the spinach in there. And what this is going to do is we are going to let the spinach sit in this for, you know, overnight, maybe 24 hours, something like that. And the coloring from the spinach is going to soak into the broth and turn it green. So this is kind of a more natural way to change it to a green color. It takes longer. It's not going to be instant, but basically you'll have chicken and spinach flavored beer, which probably doesn't taste too bad for humans either, but should taste good to Thor, and it'll be good for him too. So make sure that gets all the way in there. So I'll put our bottle cap back on there. Shake it around a bit and try not to splash broth everywhere. Make sure it's all nice and tight. And we'll put this in the fridge. And tomorrow, when we wake up, it should be green colored. And I'm gonna have a beer with my dog. Alright, so it's kind of green. You know, honestly, you'd probably get a deeper green with some food coloring, but this is a nice way to do it without adding anything artificial to it. So, I think I'm going to do is add a little more broth. A little bit more height, and let's see how Thor likes it. Come here, Thor. Hey, why don't you come in the kitchen? Come on, bud. Alright, this is what I was making last night that you really wanted. Poor guy. I think I need to put this in a saucer for him so he can reach it. That was the smallest beer mug that I had. All that's left now is to grab one for yourself if you're old enough and have a beer with your dog. For those of you under 21 in the US, I don't know what the age limit is overseas, but it doesn't have to be beer. You could do a soft drink with your dog, anything. You can make it the exact same way. Just chicken or beef broth with some spinach. If you want to add the deeper green color, I would say add just 1 drop of food coloring, maybe even less than a drop if possible, because you don't need a lot for it to change the color green. But anyway, if you guys do this with your own dog, let me know if you guys come up with any different recipes. As always, if you add something else to it, make sure if you're unsure if it's safe for your dog. Checking online can be a good resource, but if you want to for sure make sure it's okay with your dog, always call your vet. A call is free. You can just call and ask, hey, is it okay for my dog to eat this? They can give you a yes or no answer. It doesn't involve a vet trip or appointment or anything like that. And it's always better to be safe than sorry, because you don't want to give something that's bad to your dog and then have to rush it to the emergency vet and have something bad happen to him. So hope you guys enjoyed this little recipe. I know there wasn't too much to it, but it's nice and easy, and as you can see, Thor is still enjoying it. You know, I want to put this in a saucer for you, but the face you're making is pretty cute. Well, we hope you all have a safe and fun St. Paddy's Day for those that are going to be celebrating it this weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and make sure that bell notification is turned on so you don't miss any of Thor's videos. And we'll see you guys in the next one.